everyone, welcome to the Body Mind Spirit Show. I'm your host, Rita Hurry. Today I have not one but two special guests, and they are sisters, and they are Our Truth Music, and it is Isabel and Karina Cott, and they are creators, singers, and artists. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Rita. Yes, very nice to be here.
Thank you. So I want to know, how was life growing up in Germany, and when did your love for creating begin?
When did your what begin? Sorry,
Love for creating.
Love for creating. Ooh,
I would say the love for creating began very, very, very early. We were very little. Our mother said that we sang before we spoke. So whatever, I don't know what we sang, but we started writing lyrics, changing lyrics at a very early age. Maybe, I don't know, we didn't speak English then. That was a little older, but
no, but our parents were used to live in Canada before we were born. So they did have, and they're also totally into music, especially our dad, like sang anywhere, anytime. And so we had the number one thing we would do at home was to turn on the radio. Whoever's up first, turn on the radio. And it was playing throughout the whole day unless we were watching something on TV. But it was basically music all the time. And we had our food interrupted because our father was like, oh, this is a good song. Turn it up, and then we would stop eating and going into the living room, dancing, everyone, and then we sat back down. Really, in the sense of music, we lived like in a movie, and I'm very grateful. Thank you, God. So we started to be creative quite early because we were so inspired by the expressions of our parents through music. You know,
Yeah. Were your parents musicians or singers as well, or was it just the love for music?
Our father was a singer. He sang in a choir, and he would sing out loud all the time. I mean, in the shower.
He didn't do it professionally in the sense of like, you know.
Well, yes, he did, because he has a past. He, in the 60s in Canada, he actually had the offer for a record deal. He recorded a little single one song, and decided that this is not a job. This is not a real job. So he needed to do something real, and he went away from music, and he was just he kept singing. But he felt like being a musician is not real.
No, but he definitely was a huge hobby musician, more than anyone I could ever even imagine. You can't get any stronger as a hobby musician than our father did.
Yeah.
And our mother was also a singer, but not a singer again. That was she's from Austria, and there's a lot of singing in the culture. And they would go hiking and sing while hiking, for example, or you go bicycling and you sing. We actually adapted that too with our friends. But she would sing to us all the time. She taught us to sing in harmony. She, there was a lot of singing generally.
Yeah, it made a commitment to live in music, which I believe we do.
Sounds like I have an image come in my head. It's like almost The Sound of Music. If you think about that film, that you can just see all the flowers and everything, and whole family, just enjoying and just singing. That's the energy that's sort of coming through when you're describing your childhood, and that's absolutely
the sense of music. It was really magical. Like, and they would listen to a lot of English music, and then they would translate for us. And I think that's one of the reasons too that, like, I remember enjoying the language from very little on, because it was just so present through the music that was introduced to us, and then this desire to speak this language and even, I don't know. I mean, when we first started writing, Isabel and I, we would write poetry and whatever, and then we would change lyrics from other song, take a song, take the melody and write their own lyrics. It would be German. But then the older we got, I was very drawn to also writing in English. I love it both now. Nowadays, even though we have more English songs than German, I do love writing in German too.
I think it's good to be able to do both,
and very grateful.
I love that. So there was a period of time that you separated. I believe one of you was in LA and then the other. Yeah. So Karina, you were in LA, and then Isabel, you were still in Germany. Is that right? How was that? Because I know I mean, I'm not a twin with my younger sister, and when we're apart, it's like we do feel that disconnecting. We're always on the phone to each other when we're not together. So how was that for you, obviously being in two separate countries?
Very different for each one of us.
Yeah, very much so.
So start or me?
You start.
For me, it was because I went to a new country. There, everything was so new that
Mhm.
I was actually okay. I was very good with disconnecting myself emotionally from my home, in the sense of being okay and not missing them, but being just in awe about this new world.
Yeah.
And it actually, to be honest, which I'll always be, uh, it actually took me some time to realize how incredibly special and magical it is to have a twin. And for the beginning, I actually felt like, well, that's just my sister. And I didn't give much effort to the existence of having this magical being with me in this world. So it took a while. It took actually until she came to America 10 years later, and
Yeah.
us spending more time together. And at first that was difficult too, because we had kind of grown apart and then seen each other from the outside in a new way, and old wounds from childhood would come up, and we were automatic behavior, and we had to go through all that. But then it came where I was finally seeing what a gift this is.
Mm.
And Isabel, you can tell your side, but Isabel from little on was way more aware of the surroundings, the importance of everyone. Where when I was younger, it was all about me and my choices. It wasn't everyone. I would choose individually. I was more selfish, I guess, and she wasn't. So for me, it was easier to be away at first.
I guess it's the balance, isn't it? If you were both
Yes.
exactly the same, you kind of wouldn't connect as well than if you are have got those different traits in your personalities.
Our mother said that the doctor back then told her that we are those kind of twins that split very, very late in the process. And the doctor had said that what happens often is that they take on different sides of the coin. So Corinna is, for example, left-handed and I'm right-handed. And there's some things where
And I love short blonde hair, and she likes our natural color long.
Well, we have often, and I feel that with energetically, we're on the same wave, but we are taking the opposite sides. And
Yeah,
I'm dealing with this very much the masculine and feminine energies that I feel are in every human being. And I feel with my sister, I could see the dynamics there of those two sides. So yeah.
yeah, definitely. So Isabel, for yourself, you had a different journey then when Karina left.
Yeah, I was the one who was left behind, if you want. So it was harder for me. In the beginning, about the first 5 years, and then it was very easy because I cut myself off. I individualized in a completely different way. I became stronger as myself. People didn't even know I have a twin sister because I just blocked. I mean, it's not really a blocking. It's just my way of dealing with it. I feel, generally speaking, when something hurts too much, we as human beings, maybe we
Yeah.
we
Find a way
put
to
it aside, maybe. But this gave me strength, and it helped me also. This whole detachment, which I feel is a great tool in life, that was also teaching me to really do that and stand on my own and not depend on anyone. So it was a great learning experience.
Yeah. So in a way, it strengthened you both.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I get this sense that it almost prepared you for when you did come together and getting to know each other again, because you both became aware of your own strengths as just individuals and human beings, and then connecting those strengths together enabled you to build a much more stronger relationship, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah,
But it was
it brought us strengths and hang-ups.
I want to
Because
say it was an
growing up,
explosion. Okay, this was an explosion. Corinna and I coming together was not peaceful whatsoever.
well, because but then we have to
That's
add, because
where we came from.
exactly, because our childhood with the magic of music and all this passion and life, expression in the most wonderful way, was also on another side a very dark experience of being suppressed and being put into a box of like, this is how you must be, and if you're not, you're going to get punished. And so we grew up with aggression, and we thought that's a way to communicate because that's how we all knew it. So when Isabel and I came together after 10 years, there was aggression.
Being strong and individual.
But for the first time, Isabel would be like, you know, I'm yelling at her because it's normal. And she'll say, and she cries and she says, you have no respect. And I remember this moment, there's a particular moment when we were taking a walk, I'm sure you remember, and many, many years ago, right? But we're taking this walk and she's saying, I have no respect. And I remember thinking, what? What do you mean? Like, I wanted to do this right for her, but I did what I always did. And I never looked at it as disrespectful until it was pointed out to me by someone I love so much that I'm apparently not treating right. And then became this new journey of overcoming these old patterns that were so automatic that we were hurting each other. And it took quite some time, but it's a beautiful journey looking back on it, yeah. Because now we are able to be of service to others that have aggression within them. And we also really understand what that means.
We can say that came from those patterns because it feels very much, we can say now that the family sets up the behavior patterns that we adapt. And if we don't look at it, they're just normal. And if we don't see difference with others, if we don't experience ourselves as different with the others, or we see the opposite or whatever, then we just think it's normal. We don't even see there's something wrong with it.
It's so automatic.
Wrong. Everything has reason. But then it's unhealthy maybe.
Yeah, especially because sometimes where it was a nice, flowy, you know, happy atmosphere that you were both in, and then you both went on your own kind of personal journeys, and then having to come back to each other's differences and working through that, and I guess learning from each other how to be in a different way. So you know, what was the pattern growing up is now going to be different as two adult women coming together with your individual lives, but your passion for music was still there. Your creativity was that almost, I get that sense, and obviously I haven't asked you the question yet, but almost that gel that united you both. So where did Our Truth Music start, and how did it develop?
No, well, Our Truth Music started after a different band that Corinna had, and that I was part of. That
15 years is we're part of it, yeah.
That which ended at some point, and in the discussion of us ending of this other band, we kept saying, this is our truth. This is not our what you're saying.
This is your truth, but this is our truth. This is your truth, but this is our truth.
And it was such a thing that we called the next band Our Truth, because it was so much about
us, our truth.
It was so much about us expressing ourselves honestly and real,
authentic.
This is super important to us because this is what we had to learn with each other, to be real. We have to be real. We cannot have masks on when we communicate because we will never find the common ground. This is all about honesty.
And we don't want to either. We want to know the truth. We want to be able to allow each other to be truth.
Exactly.
Without putting each other down or expecting each other to be different or be like me or how could you, I would never. No. None of this is helping anyone. We want to be harmonious and show love because Isabel and I, we have that in common. We want to be love in every moment. Now that doesn't work because every moment is full of new stuff, and sometimes you can't grab that moment and you look at yourself thinking, oh, that wasn't love. But that is our intention. So thank God for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's our truth. That's how Our Truth started.
Yes.
Right? Love it. So on your website, you have a mission where you, or I'll just actually say, on a mission as messengers of love, which is absolutely beautiful. Share a little bit more about that, please.
Well, I'm going to say Isabel found a good word for it because I think that love, this word, as God, these words have a certain attachment to people that automatically will push this away. because they grew up in a certain way that it has a dark attachment to it. It's like, I love you, but I hurt you, you know? And so now that person's gonna be like, well, love sucks, you know, or whatever. These confinements to these words. So to us, I lost my point with that. That's crazy.
What does it mean, messengers of
Oh
love?
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So love as appreciation is what Isabel said. Not yet, but that's what she likes to say. And I loved it when she first said it and still do, because if we look at love as appreciation, then there is no more judgment, and there is acceptance, and there's invitation, and there's openness and allowance. And these words, these expressions or existences, that's love, I feel. It's allowing each other to be. And then I add, I believe we're all connected. So there is no point then to be harmful to anyone, or to think that we're going to punish each other, or that we're being punished, where I believe life is also reflection. So it's not like this is happening for us. It's not happening against us or as a punishment, which is also something that can be quite challenging, because I think most of us grew up automatically like having certain life beliefs that actually make us a victim, which we're not. I mean, that's just my belief. But
Yeah, I think, it's like sometimes when people say love, they kind of put expectations on it. And it's not, like you said, it's not about it. It is about appreciation. And there's a line between that. And I think when you're saying appreciation, it is so right, because if you go into any relationship, be that working relationship, be that sisters, be that, an intimate relationship, it is about just understanding each other and allowing each other to bring something to the table, and almost like the exchange of the love energy that comes from God. So yeah, definitely. I mean, when you write your lyrics, what does inspire you? Like, what is it like? Are you the type that something will come up and you'll have your notepad and pen and you write, or or does the melody come through? How does it work?
It can be anything. I mean, a lot of songs were channeled. I have to say, it's just like I can hear it come, and I take my phone and I start recording. And it could be, in the past, it was sometimes just a melody. Sometimes it was a complete song that I just sing it once and then I record it. And sometimes I just wrote another song where I did it the opposite. I wrote lyrics first. I thought about a message I want to share, and then put music to it. So it can be anything.
yeah, I think that is one of our God-given talents. Thank you. That it flows through, and it does come. Like I like telling a story where I'm doing my dishes and suddenly I'm hearing, might as well, might as well make it about you. And I hear this and I'm like, oh, I like it. And I record, and then I make a song out of it, and then it flows. It's like there's a feeling inside that is the guide. So it, like, something is being written, and then I feel it. It's like, nope, that doesn't feel right. And then I find the feeling, and then it might even say, and this is a trumpet. I'm like, it's a trumpet. And then I put my keyboard on trumpet, and I'm like, oh yeah, or like, no, that's not a trumpet, that's a flute. Ah, okay, let's try to play. But it's really talking, and I'm very grateful that that's how they come. They come sometimes just in words and melody, as it was said. They can come in any moment, and they're always
Yeah, you.
they're
Yeah.
already there. I feel like creativity anyway is a cloud. It's like this existence that's for all of us to tap into, and we all have our unique talents, whatever we're doing. But this creation, it's already there. Everything's already there, and we're just tapping in, and it just goes, like a waterfall that just like flows through.
Yeah, and it's just opening ourselves up to it, isn't it? It's about allowing yourself to be that vessel, to say, here, God, I am a vessel for you, use me, and allowing that talent to come through. I know, like, I mentioned it to another guest, that it's like when I gave my business to God, it was like, take it, if I do it myself, I mess up, because I get too in my head. Use me as an open vessel, use me, and let your guidance come through, let the words come through in everything. And it's just like, you enjoy it more, don't you? It just flows and you're not having to get into your head or get stressed. It's like, no, because the energy of all that doesn't work when you're being creative or when you have to be. So
feels like magic.
I
And that's
feel
so
like,
fun.
I feel like it's the opposite of the ego. So the ego is the one that thinks, oh, I have to be in control and I know how to do it. And now I have to write this word, blah, blah, blah. This is the opposite of creation. And that, to me, that is the one that separates itself from everything. That's the ego. So the one that is one with everything, that's the one that can receive. So the mind alone, the mindset of like I'm with God or I'm with the everything is already allowing more input. I feel.
yeah, I mean, this next question we've kind of touched on it anyway, but how much does your faith keep you on the path of what you love doing?
Our faith in like what?
I can answer. Okay. So our faith on doing what we're doing. So I feel that I have a purpose here. I feel everybody has a purpose. I feel that I searched my whole life for that reason why I'm here. The reason for life itself, if you want. I realize this is very, everybody has their own reason
Yeah.
here, but I found mine. And my purpose is that I hear this very clearly and I can feel it too. The things that I'm learning, I'm supposed to share. So this faith in this belief is my faith, if you want. This belief that I'm doing the right thing now, that I really found my place and I'm just here to share these things. And they come in all kinds of ways. They come as words, they come as blogs, or communication, and they come as songs. They come as me, as being outside and interacting with the world around me. All of this is aligned with what I'm feeling I'm supposed to be doing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, of course, completely.
Yeah, it's just so it's just like just being open to the message you're supposed to share, really.
Yeah, and the more we get to know ourselves, I feel like, or I'm speaking for myself, the more I got to know myself, the clearer it became of why I'm here, what I'm doing, and how I'm doing it, which is also a really fun point to know myself well enough to see what I'm doing, and I love observing myself. I love being able to look at it at myself from the outside and see like, okay, that's good. Oh, and this can be better, and I do it all with the intention that I believe it's always everything I do is for the highest good of me and the highest good of all. I'm not disregarding anyone. They all matter. They're all my reflection. I will love them automatically, and I will see what can I do for you, and I'm enjoying being that being. Like it's super fun to me to bring happiness into an environment.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. So, what are you working on now, and where can our viewers and listeners go to find out more about you?
Thank you. So our website is ourtruthmusic.com. And on our website, of course, we have our music and we have art. We also draw, and we have merchandise. We have some cool T-shirts. Show.
Well,
you won't see that.
It's a
People, you won't see that.
radio
But Isabel is wearing one of our T-shirts where it's a drawing and then one of our sentences from a song.
You can see it probably, right? There's a woman and a man holding each other in the violet flame, because the violet flame is a transmutive energy. So it transmutes the darkness into light, everything into love, because we don't want to, we don't want to just put everything back into the web for somebody else to take it. We want to start transmuting it into something more beautiful so we can create better. And this is the divine masculine, feminine energy. And then it says above it, you are the love of life. Because I feel like that's true for all of us.
Which is in one of our songs.
So what are we?
So ourtruthmusic.com is our website. And then we also have a no, we don't have a podcast, but Isabel and I did these episodes called Our Truth Series. And in the series, we take a certain subject like authenticity or truth or trust or whatever, like, and then we go more into detail of how we see this particular existence. So they're helpful. It's a helpful
We're
series.
always working on these our truth series videos, meaning like we'll always post something where we talk about a certain subject. If anybody wants to sign up to our website, we will let you know when they are. And on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, we have this tiny little 5-minute live video that we do on Instagram, and then we post it on
At
Facebook,
2:45 p.m. America
PST,
time.
yeah.
Pacific Standard Time.
where we just sing a song.
Yeah,
So
just
you
go
can
live.
tap in live into our energy for a moment, hear our thing, and then go on with your day.
Beautiful. I love that. Ladies, you have been incredible. I love your energy for life. I love your energy for love. And I just want to say it's been a pleasure speaking to you both today. And I just want to say a great big thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bless
Lisa.
you.
Thanks for
That-
helping us share
all
our
there to be
message.
shared, and you gave us that opportunity. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Well, you take care. So, everyone, that's the end of the show, and I'm sure you got a lot out of it. Stay tuned for more inspiration. So, in the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.